I don't really see any activity back here. No birds, no little fish jumping. But it sure is cool. I'm glad that I got the opportunity to get out here and wet a line at least. But there's my home. Let's get back towards it and get back underway. Well, in case you forgot, this is the documentation of my Great Loop adventure. I had decided to take my 31-foot boat, along with all my worldly possessions pretty much, and go the 6,000 miles on the Great Loop. I had already seen many adversities, and the next challenge was going to be the St. Johns River. We are going with the tide today, and man, we are having a much easier time when we go with the tide. We hope that the temperatures hold like they did yesterday, and that there's room for us at the city dock around the corner. So we'll see. And again, there's another reminder of how much worse a day could be. Whether it was a sunken sailboat or a shoal that showed itself or any other number of dangers that you might see along the way, Mike and I both knew that there were other dangers that we might not be noticing. And neither one of Mike or I's boats were in any condition to go fast, so we were going nice and slow and taking it easy. Idling along, doing like 7.5 miles an hour. Barely on the throttle at all. That's wonderful. What really wasn't wonderful is that the current and the wind were at our backs, and that makes for some difficulties in maintaining control of your boat. You can see in the water here the eddies and the swirls caused by that current. And I didn't have a depth finder, so I had to stay behind Mike, but he was going really, really slow. At one point, I didn't know if I'd be able to stay behind him, even at idle. And I almost passed him, but finally he goosed it just a little bit. And now the two of us were back underway, really rip-roaring with the wind and the tide. That's the easiest 10 miles an hour I've ever made. Barely feels like we're moving because the tide's running with us. Great gray. Unlike the place that I was at this morning with my little bass raider, this place showed all kinds of signs that there were fish here, but I couldn't stop the fish here because look at all the dolphins. Yeah, stopping was just not an option. Not only were the current conditions treacherous for anchoring and leaving your boat unattended, but we knew that there was weather on the way, so there was no time to play. We had it yet. Dolphin and birds out here, there must be fish. Despite my calm demeanor, it was a constant challenge, and I had to keep my hands on the wheel and constantly correct just to stay straight with this current behind us. The distraction that the critters of the sea create is always nice to alleviate that stress, to take your mind off of what could possibly happen if I were sideways under this bridge. 11 miles an hour, slow down, you maniac! We're definitely approaching the St. Johns River. If you're not familiar with it, look it up. It's at the top of Florida it enters around Jacksonville, up at the top of Florida on the east side, and it goes way down. It is a big river. A lot of water moving through here. Off to the right Right over here is where the St. John's goes out to meet the ocean. So all the water's pouring out that way, but we're going to go left slightly. And that means that we're going to see a big reduction in speed because we're going to start fighting the current instead of going with it. We're already down to 8 miles an hour instead of 10. On the east side of the Intracoastal Waterway, just north of the St. Johns River, there is a boatyard that houses a lot of marine ships. You can see this one here is getting the top of it worked on. And behind it is what I think is the USS Little Rock. That's a 378-foot long boat that can do 52 miles an hour. Now I know boats oftentimes have female names, but from the looks of things, these boats definitely were of the male persuasion. The big brass type. Certainly are going a lot slower now, huh? Hopefully we get around the corner and we'll find a home for a few days. Yes sir, yes sir. Under the bridge to the left, there's that long dock, and that would be good protection from this wind, I think.
Yep. Yeah, we'll go over and look at it. Hopefully we got some spots there.
I hope so too. We'd been at it for quite a while, and I was really looking forward to a break. But it seemed like we were going to have to pay our way to get that break, because the current was still ripping, and that's not exactly the best time to be docking a boat.
Somebody run into that one big.
Oopsie. Surprised you didn't nose into the current.
I want to be prepared to go out.
Could have swung it around easy during a slack tide.
You're going to have to go into the current and you can't do it swing around.
You're under. In situations like this, either Mike or myself would have had an easier time docking our boats if we just had somebody else on board. But that's the way it is. We chose to single-hand these boats. And that makes things just a little bit more tricky. And when you're by yourself, you're going to experience tricky things. That's just the way it is. We would experience all kinds of things before we were done moving our boats this year. But for now, we had made it to Jacksonville, and we were tied up someplace safe. Stay. Get down. Get down. For the time being, at least. Life was good. All right. Tide rips through here, doesn't it, pup? So we are at the, what's the name of this place? Sisters Creek. And we are expecting weather. There's the dock. I'm at the very front. It's a fishing pier over there. I'm tied up. I got my lines nice and flemished. How cute is that, huh? You know what that means? Nothing. It means nothing if there's a water spout or anything, but yeah, there's some terrible weather out there. I'm not sure if it's going to hit us or not, but hey, it is what it is. We've met a lot of cool people. These folks are pretty neat. They came in last minute. We made room. These dudes, these people. We're going to have dinner with them later. Amazing, amazing boat. We've been catching shrimp. That's pretty cool. My friend D'Artagnan is here. He bought a boat. I infected him with the sickness.
Time for the sickness. See this? Matanzas River.
Wow, cool.
It's right here, local brand.
Are you representing them or something? You never know. Alright. Good Times is shut down. Locked up. Okay. Good, good. Getting ready for weather. Hello, puppy dog. Hello. Hi. Sisters Creek proved to be a very cool place. It's free to dock your boat there for a few days, and although there's no electricity, it's certainly a lot better than a mooring ball as you wait for some weather to pass by. Not many miles away, there was some real violent weather. We only got the edge of it. Really, what we mostly got was some cooler temperatures and a nice smell of ozone in the air. And you can't beat that. It's also a secure feeling to have a nice dry spot to go to when it's wet outside. Alright, puppy dogs. Time to go inside. They're nice and safe and dry inside. Wow, it's raining out there. I've got the canvas up to help knock the wind down so that the rain isn't really just coming in and soaking everything. It helps. Canvas is very nice. Flybridge is awesome. Yeah. Imagine driving from up here in this mess. It was a tremendous amount of work building all of this. I can even lower these down if I want shade from the sun. A tremendous amount of work, but well worth it. Gooskin. These days are pretty nice when your hard work pays off. Look how the wind is driving. It's dry back here, wet there, wet there, wet there, and dry here. Pretty neat. It's neat because I can go down here and it's keeping the rain from coming in. It would be nice if I had a way to connect that section to here to keep the rain from dripping down into the boat, but small victories, you know. Thank goodness I'm not at anchor tonight. Let me just say that. Yeah, look at this. Stuff's dry. My garbage. I have to move it away from here because rain can find its way through here sometimes and drip in the garbage. Almost looked like it was, yeah, it's coming in a little bit through the through the holes there. Still not bad for homemade work. Big drops coming down.